on, I think, 3 different occasions recently, and they have been very polite. Maybe it's because I identified myself, I do not know. But they've been really very polite. They've been professional in the dispense of their duty. I've really not, I've not heard of any police misbehavior in recent times. Maybe it's me yet again. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've not heard. So could it be because of the new sheriff in town? Or is the police towing a different path under the IGP? I'd like to know. However, I'm wondering why we get to redeploy a commissioner of police in Rivers State every now and then. Like I said, since 2019, we've had in each of the year, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and now 2023, new commissioners of police. How has this affected policing in the state? Has this allowed the continuation of certain security measures being put in place by, for instance, I remember there was a time when was it Joseph Mukan being replaced by Booker Friday? I can't remember now. I think it was the Booker Friday replacing Joseph Mukan, where Joseph Mukan has started something very, very, would I say okay in terms of policing. And then the next person came and said, see, we're not going to continue with all of that. We're going to rejig the security architecture. And it looked like there was no continuity. For instance, what happened to this 366 special constabularies that were deployed for community policing in 2021? What happened to that? 366 special constabularies who were supposed to help in community policing. Maybe they're still there, I don't know, but not much is being said about this special constabularies. And it was supposed to help in the fight against crime and criminality. Has this also contributed to the relative peace and security in Rivers State? I mean, since 2019, some of you remember what happened in 2019 when pre and after the elections, there were killings, beheading, gangsterism in different parts of the state. In Obiakpor, you can remember some beheadings around the Rumekini area, Alakaya, Emo, I was there, some parts of Ogoni, even in Falga, we could hear, pockets of violence. Would I call them pockets of violence? 2019 was one time we recorded, insecurity in the state. And since then, we have had about 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 commissioners of police. So could this have contributed in policing the state? Do you think there's an advantage to changing police officers every now and then? But to the main conversation, this new commissioner of police has sounded like the commissioners of police before him. They come in and they read the riot acts. Oh, we're going to tackle insecurity. We're going to flush the bad boys out of town. And it looks like the chorus the new sheriff would always sing, right? It sounds like one of the reggae songs I know. A new sheriff in town, and he's going to chase the devil out of town. Do you think this new CP can do it? Do you think it is possible, given that we've been hearing different stories? For instance, the one that happened 2 days ago in Emoa, in Indele community. Or is it the one that happened in Awuda East? Or is it the one that happened in Awuda West? I mean, the one that happened in Awuda is very surprising and shocking to me, because they are asking for a 1.5 million naira court levy. Oh boy. I mean, these boys are now asking for levies. It sounds like what is happening in some northern areas where you pay taxes to the bandits. And I don't know if this has been happening over time or a recent development. The police is investigating according to the news story. But the question is, do you think, given the way that these boys are now emboldened, I was listening to Jude's show on Elo Port Harcourt, and of course he talked briefly about cultism and how at the waterfronts these boys, they fought and then they came out and they decided to sign a peace pact. Oh my goodness. And you see, it's instructive because over the years we have given amnesty to people who committed crime as a way to pacify them from continually committing crime. In the past we would say, court boys, come and drop your guns. We're giving you a window for you to come and drop your guns and we would not disturb you. So maybe this has emboldened them. But the question then is, does this new commissioner, this new sheriff in town, do you think it's possible for him to do some of the things that he has done, given that the previous ones, the predecessors, have also used the same lingua? I could call it a police lingua. But more importantly, do you think that we would see a new kind of police? A police with a different attitude, an attitude that favors the Rivers people? However, the big question for this evening is, how would you want the Commissioner of Police to go about policing River State? What are the things that you would like him to focus on? What are the things that you would want him to do in terms of the security architecture in River State? Now, maybe where I am, I'm experiencing relative peace, right? But maybe where you are, it's a different scenario. So that's why I want to hear from you. I want us to have a conversation, and you tell me, this Commissioner of Police, remember, is serving you, serving me, is serving the people. His primary function is to secure the lives and properties of you and I. So how do you want him to go about this? How do you want him to go about policing River State? And that's the question I have for you, or questions I have for you. But once again, before I open the phone lines, I'm going to play the audio clips where he was talking and briefing journalists when, he arrived town. The new sheriff, CP Inwanyi Polycarp Emeka. Listen.
Let me state categorically that I am here in the state to tackle crime and criminality. No effort will be spared in dealing with all criminal elements in the state. A total war is thus declared against violent crime, armed robbery, cultism, kidnapping, etc. To ensure a successful execution, we shall synergize with other sister agencies. And to battle with perpetrators of this heinous crime, River State shall not be inhabited by criminals. And I will spare no effort in smoking them out of their hideout.
And I will spare no effort. I will spare no effort in smoking them out. Okay, all right then. Let's listen to this other one.
Respect for human rights. Under my watch, no person shall be detained unjustly. Arrested by proxy is unlawful and will not be tolerated. No person shall be arrested for someone else's offense. We shall be polite and civil to the members of the public, even when enforcing the law which we are called as our core mandate. Accidental discharge is highly unacceptable. Defaulters will be charged appropriately, while the DPOs will be queried when in default. First Order 237 will remain a subject of lecture on a weekly basis.
I like that part. Police will be going for, training every week. What there's a term to describe it. I just forgot now. My vocabularies are failing me. But they'll be going for training, short courses every week. Okay. Anyways, he's made his promise. I'm not going to say much.
Zero tolerance for corruption. In line with the IGP's directive, my administration has no room for corrupt officers. Head of departments as well as the DPOs has been warned to closely monitor their men, while a monitoring team will go around to apprehend erring officers. Members of the public are free to report the conduct of such officers to the members of the management teams. The police PRO, at the same time, my line shall be directly open to embrace in readiness and accessibility to members of the public also.
All right, interesting there. So you can report anybody collecting tithe and offering. But then again, your papers would have to be complete, right? You would also have to be on the side of the law. But you can report anybody collecting tithe and offering. Interesting. So I've got a commercial break coming up. After the commercial break, I will be back and I will take your calls. Remember, 0817 923 0002 is the number, and 0817 923 0003. Right, 29 minutes gone past the hour of 5. If you're just joining us, you're right on time because we're about to open the phone lines. Of course, after the headline news coming at the bottom of the hour. And we've been talking about the new sheriff in town, and we talking about CP 1 year maker to tackle insecurity. I'm going to ensure my police officers. Please revisit. What do you think should be the focus? Did you headline news?
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
Two and 0817-923-0003. What do you think should be the focus of the new sheriff in town? Tell me, I'd like to know. And secondly, what do you make of the promises, the vow by the new sheriff to tackle crime in Rivers State? I mean, it sounds once again like what we've heard from other new sheriffs. At the time, they were new sheriffs, of course. I've got Henry calling from Rumigbo. Henry, good evening to you, Henry.
Yes, Jude, good evening.
Kalada it is. Kalada, thank you.
Kalada, sorry, my brother, Kalada, good evening. Yeah, this is Henry from Rumigbo. And on the comment of our new brand, Tiaroba Commissioner, I think I have a problem with that. And my problem is this. This is the same comment all the commissioner that served in River State has always made. That report any erring officers and not the rest. Canada must tell you that the West are not encouraging at all, right, because the checkpoints them which these officers and the DPOs have decided to be mounting in their various stations will not go. One, because let me cite so many stations. USC roundabout is very closer to him. My one police station is closer to him. You come to other judge, the same thing. I think the commissioner should come up with a modalities where he can be able to stop this extortion in River State.
When you say extortion, Henry, what do you mean by extortion? What do you mean by extortion? Let's understand you.
Now, Kalada, the extortion I mean is the money which these police officers are collecting from taxi drivers. Instead of doing the proper thing they're supposed to do, you will see them collecting money from the bus drivers. Broad daylight. This is not a midnight. This is something that it has become a policy of our Nigerian police force.
Henry, these
yes,
drivers, these bus and taxi drivers, do you take time to ask them if they have the proper certifications, driving license or driver's license, for instance, or car particulars? Do you think they have all of that? I'm not saying it's right for police to collect money, but I'm asking.
There are penalties attached to anybody who is driving along the road without having a driver's license or the particulars is not complete. You collecting money from the person, then you allow the person to go. What are you doing? you're encouraged more to drive without driver's license.
True.
Canada, let me cite an example. You know there is an offense for somebody to drive, peradventure, let's say the person had an accident or he hit somebody. It's an attainable offense.
Okay.
They can sentence you 1 month, 2 months imprisonment, and other things. So,
Henry, are you there? I guess we lost connection. Prince is calling from Abonima. Prince, good evening to you.
Okay, Canada.
Yeah, Prince, welcome.
Listen, I used to work with the police.
Okay.
In the past, I know that they have what they call beat patrol. When police come on duty in the morning, they are assigned to different areas of the town that are looking after. They call these areas beats. And when they go to those beats, they have their notebooks. Later on, sergeants or corporals will travel to those beats to see that the people are in those areas. They will sign their notebooks. Now, the essence of them being in beats is that should they observe anything going on, they will immediately make a radio call. And a patrol team will be sent to that area to attend to the thing. The second thing is there used to be plain clothes men. They are policemen, they don't wear uniform. They are assigned to areas so that it is they who mix with the people and they can pick up what is going on wrong and then report to the office for action. And then these days they have vigilantes and local government people, like he was saying, they will cooperate with them so that they too can give information that will help them do their job. He and his deputy should go around periodically, drive around to see what their people are doing at various checkpoints and so on. Because when they say that this will do what they like on the road.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prince from Abonim. I've got Obed from Jario. Obed, greetings.
Greetings to you, Canada.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Canada. We are used to the statements coming from CP each time they assume office to read the Riot Act. You understand? So we are used to it. At the end of the day, you find out that nothing is being done. I must tell you that most of the insecurity we are witnessing is for a lack of police attention that had been a lack of police attention. Police have shifted their attention to blocking of roads. So police are concentrating on what they get at the end of the day. You see, it will be difficult, Canada, except you saw all these DPOs, because with the information I have, I can tell you, Canada, for free, that the DPO gives his boys target to return a certain...
But I mean, I've heard that before, but we don't have proof to that because the DPOs have all denied it. So maybe we don't want to give allegations on the show, please.
Canada, okay, allegedly. You understand? Allegedly. Look, even the police DPRO have been to your station before. I don't know if you remember. He came and told us how they have set up monitoring teams. Now, at the heart of Port Harcourt, Ada George is at the heart of Port Harcourt. Now, tell me, Ada George Road is being blocked every day by a...
I've from me before. Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Because I arrive very well. They collect money from KK, collect money from buses. You understand?
But let me ask you a question, Obed. That's where the problem is. Keke drivers or riders supposed to be on that road. Remember, the former governor gave some orders that Keke riders cannot, or tricycle riders cannot pass particular road. Ada George is one of them.
So the way to enforce it is
no. I've not said so. I'm only saying we also have a a problem with the people. That's what I'm saying.
No. Look, if they get people contravene the law as being set up by the government of the day, in River State here, look, what the police should do is to arrest them, take them to station, let them face the law.
Okay.
You can't make them your business base. Each time you leave station, you come to a judge, block the road, and cause traffic. Not even there. Go to the every evening, going to White Joint. The police call dress work.
All right.
Drive from White Joint, you get up headed to pepperoni.
All right, Obed. Thank. All right,
So
Obed. Thank you.
Tell me that the minibus that come from my train, are they not permitted to apply that road? That police take money from them? Look, we are used to the statement of any new EP. They do nothing.
All right, then.
And to Canada without any equivocation.
All right, thank you very much, Obed. I've got Diameter. Okay, I've lost that connection as well. Keep your calls coming in and let's get to hear from you. All right, Obed was really fired up there. I do not know what issue he has to settle with the police, but he was really fired up. Let's see. No, I did not skip. Someone said I skipped Okun Effiong. I called all of them. I said February 2021, Iboka Friday, Joseph Mukan, April 2020, Dan Daura Mustafa, July 2019, Okun Effiong, of course, the one that has just left now. He came in October 2022. All right, I've got Mufasa from NTA Road. Mufasa, good evening to you.
Yeah, hi, Kalada. Good evening once again.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Well, as usual, like you have rightly pointed out, it is more or less like what you call a broken record, where you begin to hear what you've heard before over and over again. But let me just say that it's a good thing that we happen to have a new commissioner of police when we have equally had a new governor.
Okay.
And part of the inaugural speech of Governor Steve Fubara was that he's not going to tolerate crime and criminality. In fact, he re-echoed it when he was giving his speech that criminals and criminal elements should stay away from River State. So I would say that I think what really got me in the riot act that was read by the Commissioner of Police was when he said that he was going to smoke out those criminal elements. And for me, I think that's very instructive. I'm sure that his officers and men, of course, they heard what he said. And I think the best thing to fight crime and criminality now is to take the fight, to the hideouts of these criminals.
All right.
Yes, like you said, what happened in Auda, MOA, and part of River State recently is to me very unacceptable. So police officers themselves should know that when these criminals are allowed to carry out the operation, after they've carried the operation, then they now go to that place and begin to make mass arrests and all of that. For me, that is like they're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result. The police should be more proactive in fighting crime and criminality. And most importantly, I think the police should also apply more of digital techniques.
All right.
We keep using analog techniques to fight crime and criminality in this modern world. How many of these police stations you go to that you find a desktop computer?
Nice.
The outgone governor recently donated a facility to River State Police Command. They call it Intelligence and Surveillance Center. And I think if that facility is put to good use, you can detect crime from that place in anywhere in River State, rather.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Digital method of fighting crime. And the People's Caller just said something which is very, very profound. The caller before the last caller who said that we should be having more of plainclothes police officers in these communities. Officers that you will not even know they are policemen, but what they are doing is they are gathering intelligence, mopping and marking the faces of these criminal elements who are causing trouble in this community. Not this kind of analog, regular approach in fighting crime. They should depart from that analog system and begin to bring in new things that these criminal elements don't even understand. Because if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, my brother, I'm not sure we'll be able to achieve any results.
All right, then.
That's my position on the matter.
All right, thank you, Mufasa. Thank you. Daniel calling from Transamari. Daniel, good evening to you.
Canada, good evening.
You're welcome, Daniel.
The new traffic police commissioner and your question, how can we police River State?
Well, what do you think should be his focus? Where do you think should be his focus?
His focus supposed to be in his men. I know there is insecurity in River State, but if the men in Nigerian police is not sincere about fighting it, then they're going to have the insecurity.
Not seen them. I've read reports, but I've not seen them.
I've seen them, but don't ask me where I have seen them. That I will not tell you. But I have seen them.
But I would like you to tell me.
So,
I would like you to tell me that.
Hello?
I said I would love it if you can tell me where you've seen them.
That I will not say, but I knew that I've seen them.
Okay.
I've seen them. I used to go to JT and I've seen them. So as far as I'm concerned, that is one of the key business that gives them money here. Some of them are abandoned police stations. It is one of their business. Then for him, Commissioner, he needs to come to the front of the camera and read Riot Act. Is he really sincere about that? Because if you are not sincere, you just want to say because you are in the front of camera, then I don't see anything different from the former commissioner we have already here. We have had in over the years in River State. Because when they are in front of camera, you see they read the Riot Act. Right? If you see, they see how serious they are. But in the background, they are just completely not serious. There will be some targets for some of the DPOs.
So Daniel,
they must be the one to pay it.
Daniel,
but if he is sincere,
yeah. Are you saying of the 4 recent commissioners of police we've had, that none of them really impacted security in Vivid State, the security architecture in Vivid? Is that what you're saying?
None of them, Canada. Canada, if you go to police station, police is the one to fight crime or crime. This thing is under Commissioner of Police. Some of these stations, DPO, they are accountable to him. If you are fighting crime, you charge people for conspiracy. The same you, we is charging someone for conspiracy, we say on your station, bail is free. You get somebody form and sign that he didn't pay the person with money. A man that is an institution that is fighting crime, committing crime, right inside police station, in front of the DPOs, and these DPOs report commissioners. And how are they sharing this money?
Oh, sorry about that, Daniel. We lost the connection there. Henry is calling from Rumigbo. Henry, welcome.
Yes, Kalada, I run out of my airtime.
So can you quickly, please, 60 seconds.
Now, Kalada, you asked a question about the drivers, if they have their particulars and driver's license. I think anyone who doesn't have a driver's license for the particulars in order to drive, are not supposed to drive on the road. And the duty of the police is to make sure that they enforce the law against that person, not by extorting, by collecting money from this person.
True.
Now, Claude, are you aware that 40% of the drivers that will drive today, that will enter their cars to our various destinations, doesn't have driver's license? Go and do your
I think it's even more than that. I think it's more than that. I agree with you.
Yes. What they do handover. This way, you will see all the drivers you have on the road, they are conductors. Majority of them don't even, after doing their conductor, they jump into steering because they believe that they will settle the police. Once they get close to the checkpoint, they will stretch their hand, the police will collect money from them, and they will continue.
Right.
You see them committing these offenses in collaboration with our Nigerian police force. So the commissioner should come up with a modalities where he can be able to put a stop in this extortion. All right. It's not by telling us report. Canada, you know very well in this is our country that if you see a policeman going astray, if you want to take a picture of a video of it and he gets to you, you know what that policeman will do to you. So you should come up with the modalities that can be able to stop this menace in Nigerian police force. It's so unfortunate that every day you see Nigerians complain about police. Police is our friend, our brother.
Henry, are you there? Henry, okay. I was even going to tell you I want to let you go, so I'm going to let that call go now. I've got Braid calling from Elioso. Braid, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Kalad.
Yeah, quickly.
Yes, Kalad, the riot has been read by the Commissioner of Police. It has become a regular norm that any Commissioner of Police that comes will call the press and the media. They will read the Riot Act. But at the end of the day, the Riot Act they are reading does not replicate whom they are. Yeah, Canada. The commissioners of police, when they come in, there is no need to read a riot act before the media. They should swing into action. They should be able to disguise themselves and carry one or two officers that know the route. Let them just go around. They shouldn't use their official vehicle. They will see things for themselves. At the various division, they should just pay a visit, unscheduled visit to the various division. You see where allegedly the people are using the men as a money-making machine. Canada, I can tell you there is a division here in River State where you will go. You cannot see any male officer at the surveillance. Any man that comes to be posted out for patrol to go and bring money. Canada, you are asking whether these people are taking money from fire people. Canada.
I said I have not seen. I've not argued whether they are or not. I said I have not seen. Okay. I don't know. Okay. And I've asked if you have seen.
If the commissioner of police wants to see, he should invite me up camera. I took him to a place. Can you tell me the place, please? Canada, I won't disclose it to you right now because we are fair.
But that's the idea of having the conversation.
Canada, I won't disclose it. But if the commissioner of police really wants to see things for himself, you can link him to me. We take him with not official vehicle. We'll go with other private vehicles. We'll alongside in a place. He will see where they are trooping in with different vans.
All right,
to come and take their royalty.
All right, then. All right, thank you very much.
That is the country we are. They should be able to go into the security, see how criminality, cultism can be bring to a minimum.
All right, Braid, I have to let you go now. Braid, I have to let you go. Thank you very much. I've got Zion calling from GRA. Zion, good evening.
Teddy, good evening to you.
All right, so what has inspired you to call this evening now? Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you very much for that question. And I'm happy you asked me that question. You can still ask me again. In all the calls, have you ever had any taxi driver call you to complain that the money police is collecting from them, they're giving to the police, they are not happy about it?
No, I've not.
Have you had any driver did that this evening for the past how many minutes?
They are driving, so they can't call and drive, I guess.
No, they would have parked their car if they are so angry and bitter about the kind of calls you have received. Why are we bad-mouthing the Nigerian police to this extent? Why are we like this in this part of the world? Go to Abuja. Abuja people don't do this. Go to Lagos. Lagos don't do it. But come to Port Harcourt. We always bad-mouth the Nigerian police. Did the policeman carry machete and point the driver? If you don't give me something, I will cut off your hand. Did they do that?
But Zion, some people are arguing that the reason why it's like that is because the police are supposed to arrest people who have, not kept the law.
If the police should continue arresting them, see, over 50% of the taxis in River State, they will arrest them. But do you know the agreement these drivers and this police they have? Do you know? You come on radio calling, complaining, bad-mouthing the Nigerian police. And you are happy that they are there. It is your brother that is the Nigerian police standing there in the middle of the rain, in the middle of the sun, even in midnight, facing danger and hazard, not being paid based on hazard allowance. Will you be happy? Some of these policemen, they left their wives and their children. Do you know the condition of their wives and their children at home? Or you come see, Kalata, I want to say this clearly. You see this commissioner, any day he comes out to complain mob that he's searching for police collecting money from them, me, I'll be angry with him.
All right, then.
I'm telling you the truth.
All right, Zion, I've got to go. There's a commercial break.
We need to face the fact. See, the police are working. The police and these taxi drivers are like husbands and wives. Okay. They know where they come to an agreement. Okay. So allow them to do their business.
All right, thank you, Zion.
Come together to complain, then we can know what to handle.
All right, thank you, Zion.
Appreciate these policemen on our street.
Zion, I've got to let you go now. I'm sorry. We've got a commercial break coming up next. This station to 92.3.
Are you tired of paying rent? Wouldn't you like to own a house of your own? Stress no further, because with just 5 million naira, you can become a proud owner of a 2-bedroom apartment and 4-bedroom